Hey there, everybody. I have a guest panel backstage who are literally itching to talk about today's topics because I had to ask them to hold a second before we talk about all the good things ahead. Welcome to the last episode of Soul Care Sundays for 2024. See you in a second. Yes, tis time. Welcome back to another Moo. Please don't mule. We have Catechus Interrupticus. My name is Jenna O'Malley. I'm just going to say this while letting her out. I am your soul writer, open door, author of sci-fi fantasy with dashes of romance, and like we knew that was going to happen, nerdy references. Soul Care Sunday is one of my favorite things to host with a multi-panel of people to join in and nerd about whatever gets us writers going once a month. It started during what used to be NaNoWriMo's. And now we come to you monthly after a small hiatus. I am so happy to have a crew of amazing writers backstage, and we're already nerding out about the movies, like I said. First and foremost, let's go ahead and introduce Sako Tumi.
Oh, I guess this is when I do. Okay, cool. I'm Sako Tumi, also known as Cass Voit. I wear a lot of hats, but this account is about my writing. At the moment, I'm planning a number of videos to be released on a monthly basis. I'm based out of the Washington, D.C. area, and I write horror and urban fantasy. If you want to get a hold of me, you can Google Sako Tumi or Psycho Sako. You should drop a line. I would love to hear from you.
Awesome. And then, of course, who could forget our next person, Mama Maggie Ward. Want to introduce yourself, Mama Maggie? Muted?
Am I muted now? Okay. I had muted when you were doing the intro because the Chihuahuas decided to sing us the song of their people. So, hello, lovelies. Mama Maggie Ward, independent author, stroke survivor, migraine sufferer. And yes, I have Christmassy books. I have the Ghost With series that starts actually during Christmas, On the Run with Christmas, from Omni Energy Mercenaries with 3 aliens. Poor Annalise. She's just... the ghost of Christmas past has come back, and now she's having an adventure. Anyway, yes, I am super excited to be here. I am so happy to be joining Jenna because Jenna and I have been doing tarot for writers and tarot learning streams to help others, and I was so happy to be a part of that. And I just, yay, Christmas and kitties! Okay, so yes, who's next?
Mama Maggie, you're always a joy to have with. And of course, next up, another joy to the stream would be Sam Wicker.
Hey everybody, I'm writer Sam Wicker here on YouTube, and I am a romantasy writer or a fantasy romance writer, and I dabble in fantasy erotica under my pen name SW Lupine. I've got 2 books out with a 3rd one coming out in January, on January 17th. And I host Breaking the Block and Character Randomizers. And they're a lot of fun. You should check it out.
Today's episode kind of tied with what we're talking about today. Sorry, Sako, go ahead.
I would just like to fangirl out a little bit, and Breaking the Block is one of my favorite podcasts ever.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This.
Sam got it started, and we're all happy to just throw in there with our indie author life.
Speaking of someone who also hangs out, yay, thank you for doing. And speaking of someone who hangs out on Breaking the Block and was there a little bit ago, Rachel D. Hounds,
who launched a book yesterday.
Oh, mute.
It's mine. I was looking at the screen instead. Okay, sorry. Starting over. Rach to the other authors at Rachel D. Adams on YouTube and Rach D. Writer elsewhere. I tell my stories and opinions on Medium. I provide aggressively helpful writing advice on Substack. and I write all kinds of fantasy stories. Dawn, who is in chat, is my co-author, and we are in the middle of our urban fantasy paranormal romance series, the Dragon Tasker series. And like she said, we just had the soft release of our 3rd out of 5 in the main series yesterday.
Go to this channel. It was an epic stream. It was so amazing. Yes, and check out for Shores. We have one more person backstage. I call her AuthorTube's favorite actress. Rita's here.
Hello. How's everybody? I'm Rita Sladina. I'm an actress and author, and I like to do lifestyle content. And I'm currently working on my 12 days of Vlogmas post. I'm stuck on day 3. But book 2 of Harbor Excursions is set to come out, and I'm just in those throes of we're there, but we're not there yet. So keep an eye out for them.
Well, technically, the 12 days of Christmas are after Christmas, so you can still get them in.
Yeah, I'll probably be doing it until like January 30th. That's how long it takes me. No shame. None.
None. That's okay, for sure, for sure. If you are live or on the replay and you want to see these lovely faces on current, future, past episodes, here's the playlist. Or if you want to join us backstage, and if any of you on screen haven't checked the listings recently, all the way through to the end of 2026 is set up, because my video editor is awesome like that. So check the list out. We were just going to flip through and say hello to everyone who was chatting in the chat. And I'm going to get ready and drop our first question. We have a poll going on. If you haven't checked the poll, please feel welcome to do so, about which rendition of all the epics is for you. And I'm going to go ahead and share the first question post introductions, if my mouse will work. I apologize, everyone. It's a new setup backstage. I might have some minor hiccups. So, which holiday movie, ladies, gentlemen, is going to be the one you remember seeing first? And what lasting impression, if any, has it made on you, either as a writer, person, both? Question mark.
I guess that's me. I had a hard time coming up with a holiday movie that fits the bill. So I picked anime movie by the name of Windaria. It is now called Tales from Fantasia. And it has a love story in it that just like slays me through the heart every time. So yeah, that had a really hard like impact on the way I treat romance in my writing.
Of course, I grew up in the age of having only 2 or 3 channels, so the holiday movies were regularly played. You know, we saw all the classic holiday movies. I remember seeing Miracle on 34th Street, It's a Wonderful Life, all of those classic movies early on. But the one that I think that had the most profound effect on me, the joy, you know, I like that joy, sorrow, tears, laughter through tears, kind of Steel Magnolias thing. And there was a movie called Miracle of the Bells that came out in 1948. And it starred Fred MacMurray and an almost unknown actress called Alida Valli. And he was a movie producer and agent who found this pretty much unknown Russian actress to play Joan of Arc. And he didn't know that she had tuberculosis, and she dies at the end of filming. And so he takes her home to be buried in the small coal town where she is from. And he comes up with this scheme to get the movie promoted because he just can't let her go. Frank Sinatra's in it. He plays a young priest in it. And it broke my heart in a way that was joyful. So I was like, he's doing this for love. Oh. And then they decide to go ahead and release the movie, but it's also that thing of he's doing this for love. So yeah, Miracle of the Bells is my Christmas movie that broke the mold for Christmas movies for me. I remember watching it. I was probably 5 or 6 the first time I saw it. So yeah, that was the lasting impression. That is one that I watch every year. That and White Christmas. Okay. Everybody has to watch. My whole family, we watch White Christmas together. We sing all the songs together and get up and even do the dances yeah. White Christmas is our version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show because we know all the lines. We do all the dances.
Now that's a picture. Sam.
So the first Christmas movie that I remember watching is kind of a featurette, and it was called The Small One. That one liked to have butchered me. And it still does. I can't rewatch it just because of the way what it does. And all I remember is like crying a lot with it because that donkey is just so loved by that little boy. But everybody else around that little boy and that donkey is just so hateful. And I hated adults for the longest because of that movie. So yeah, that's my Christmas movie that I remember first, and I don't recommend watching it just because of the feels.
You have been warned. Rachel.
So, like Mama Maggie, we had like 3 channels when I was a kid, so we didn't have a lot. We did see all of the regular Christmas specials, and of course, in kindergarten and first grade and stuff, and right around that time frame, we had these specials where the whole school would gather in the auditorium, and they would show these shows. I really liked all of them, but I have to admit that George C. Scott's A Christmas Carol, which I know is going to be the answer to another question, is the one that I think kind of influenced me a bit more because I had seen other versions of A Christmas Carol. And when I saw this one, I was just like, the visuals and the details and everything to it really got to me. So that's the one that stands out to me.
I guess that means I'm next. Meet Me in St. Louis was my probably favorite. I love Judy Garland, and I think this is one of those movies where she was literally just the most beautiful. And I don't know, something about the fair and the hysterics with the mother trying to marry the daughters off and I don't know, it's hilarious to me. Yes, White Christmas is another one. Mama Maggie, I'm with you on that one because show business. I'm obsessed, obviously. I loved everything about that movie too. So
they're mentioning movies I totally forgot about. I'm so happy they're on my rewatch list now. Thank you all. I'm that nerd. I secretly take one day around Christmas break as a teacher and we've been watch all the Lord of the Rings movies. Are we really surprised? No, they don't count as Christmas movies. At the same time.
Yeah, they do.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sam. Backing me up here. Otherwise, I'm going to go and definitely say I watched these so much. The Garfield Christmas movie. When he gets up in front of the family and says, it's not the giving, it's not the getting, it's the loving. I'm like, the rudest cat in the world gets it. Feels. Oh, this is another good one. I Count the Bishop's Wife as a holiday movie.
I forgot about that one.
That's a good one.
Writing stuff down.
Yes, but which version of The Bishop's Wife?
With
Cary Grant.
There's actually 2 versions, one with Cary Grant and the other with Whitney Houston.
Cary Grant.
I did see The Bishop's Wife with Whitney Houston. I would have to say Ooh, they're both from different time eras. That's the thing. So different.
Yeah.
They're so like
Yeah.
their own movie. I'd have to go with Cary Grant.
I love it, love it. So, which holiday movie, given some of the titles we've mentioned alone, would you never show to a child that you watched when you were a child? We're going to keep circling from Sako and on back around down.
Oh man. I don't know. Like, if you consider Die Hard a Christmas movie, I guess I wouldn't show that to a child. There's a lot of subtext that I think a kid wouldn't get. I don't know, but I'm also of the mind that at least the children in my family are intelligent enough to understand, what's actually going on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Die Hard.
Home Alone, just because I had very industrious children and putting that into their little squirrely brains. I know that my younger brother tried to set up the majority of those traps.
Oh no.
So yeah, I would say Home Alone, or the other one is The Christmas Star, about the child who dies and becomes an angel, and his little memory box that he kept under. He's the grubbiest little angel, always has his halo tarnished, always has his wings mussed, always has dirt on his robe, and then he gives the little box with a feather and a pretty eggshell and the shiny rock to become the Christmas star. That one, just as an adult, that one breaks me, but I know that, I don't know what, I did not. I used to read the book to my children when they were but not the movie. No, not the movie, but Home Alone is definitely the one. It's a great movie, not for children who are like, oh, let's build all the traps now.
If you have little artificers in the making in your house, don't give them ideas without a conversation first. Sam.
I would have to say the one that I mentioned before, the small one, but also like Scrooged, because there's just so much adulting going on in that movie that the kids don't need to watch it. But I agree wholeheartedly with Mama Maggie about Home Alone, because me and my cousins would kind of do things like that after that movie came out. So yeah, and we have a huge family at Mama's for the Christmas. Yeah, it was fun.
I think that would be me too with my cousins. I don't think we should ever have watched that movie. But I actually chose, and people may disagree, but Gremlins, because it came out in '84 and I was 9, and everything that it showed was all the fun, happy stuff and the Mogwai and all of that. But when I actually watched the movie, all the horror pieces, I was like, oh, okay. Luckily, I grew up with a mom that loved horror, and so that wasn't a big deal for me, but I wouldn't show it to like my kids until they were a little bit older and could handle it, or just, judge based on your child.
So I don't have a particular movie. I would say Home Alone 2. Definitely not for kids. Like telling kids you can wander around New York all by yourself. That just sounds so unsafe. Like, how about no? And then I would say any Christmas movie that's like trying to tell on all the other kids Santa's not real. Like, I don't like that. Because some of us like to just pretend he's real forever, like me.
Santa was real once and therefore still is, dang it.
He's for real forever. You're not allowed to say that in my house.
Rach took my answer. I was a very, very tender child, and Blockbuster was a thing, and Dad was okay to be like, here's the card, go get what you want. I picked up Gremlins, and at the time, the horror movie Jack Frost had just come out, and I'm like, Dad, can we watch these back to back? And he's like, sure. It was an interesting Christmas. Blockbuster, thank you for introducing a lot of kids to horror Christmas movies before we were ready. You too, Sako?
Oh, I was ready.
Wow.
So ready.
So ready. So ready. And speaking of Jack Frost, I want to segue us hardcore here because some of us... Yeah, Jack Frost, which rendition do you like? I think I might have just preempted Sako.
I said the serial killer version. Yeah, he was such a dick.
Maggie.
Oh, sorry. I'm responding to Angela that I agree with her for the Santa Claus. The whole divorce part was kind of rough. My Jack Frost movie was the classic one from 1979. That was the claymation one. It was so beautiful, so beautifully done. And I just thought and I was that I remember when it premiered and it was like, and this is the new one after Rudolph. Then Jack Frost got his own movie, and that's my pick for Jack Frost. I know Rise of the Guardians, Jack Frost. Yeah, I like him, but that's the whole superhero anime thing. But yeah, the classic Jack Frost movie from the 1970s.
I'm definitely a Rise of the Guardians Jack Frost. Whenever I first saw it, I'm like, yes, I like him. He's mine now.
You just want to
Sam,
hold
is
him
there
and
fan
love
Claimed
him.
him.
And pet him and call him Jack.
So, in case you didn't know, that was my answer too. I love the reluctant hero, the backstory, and I would have totally written fan fiction about that if I'd had the chance.
Yep.
I like the Michael Keaton version. It's a bit heavy for kids. I don't think kids should really watch it, but the dad dies and he turns into a snowman and the kid sees him. I love that one. It's a tearjerker. It's kind of deep for Christmas, but Christmas should be happy. But that would be my favorite one. There's a happy ending.
The Santa Claus, since it was mentioned, we're going to go there in a second again. But that one, they played on those heavy 90s themes. Either one of the parents is no more, or why is it like from 90 to 95, there were 20 movies about divorced families?
Yeah.
They deserve
Disney was bad
spotlight.
about that. Yeah. Widows or widowers
Well, they had gotten.
and
I think they had
divorces.
gotten so much grief about the dead parent trope
Yeah.
that they switched to the divorced parent trope.
Why can't we just have supportive parents?
Yes,
Inside
Why
Out
can't we
works.
have both parents?
Together.
Well, if we had both parents in all of the movies, we never would have evolved to the YA dystopia genre, because you can't. They absolutely, completely refuse to let you have parents in YA dystopia.
It's like Disney knows their audience or something a little bit sometimes. Got it.
Yeah, Disney, exactly, Angela. Disney and orphans.
The Newsies is all I have to say. They made a musical about orphans. Oh, next question. Speaking of Santa, which rendition of Santa is your favorite and why?
Oh my gosh, Red One. Red One's Santa is
Haven't
just,
seen it yet.
He's jacked.
he's ripped.
He's
And he takes no bull, he's
his own gym.
just
I'm gonna go see that.
so
Have you
yes.
seen Violent Night yet?
No, I want to.
It's John Wick meets the Santa Claus. That's what it feels like.
Oh,
That's what I hear. Yeah.
Oh my god! But yeah, Red One. I'm of course classic movie fan. I have to go with the classic Miracle on 34th Street.
oh.
Santa Claus gets taken to court. You know, you can't be Santa Claus. Well, the U.S. Post Office thinks he's Santa Claus, and it's a violation of federal law to deliver mail to the wrong person. So therefore, yeah.
So I'm going to go opposite. Bad Santa is my favorite Santa.
Oh no.
My husband loves that movie. I hate that movie.
It makes me laugh so hard I cry.
It's so funny. It is.
I went classic claymation this time. Santa Claus is Coming to Town, where it goes through his entire story. Yeah, I love that.
Mickey Rooney for the win too, like
Mhm.
young Mickey Rooney.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say the Santa Claus series with Tim Allen.
That's fair.
That's all I got.
Which is your favorite, if you had a favorite? Because they change. That character changed a lot between the 3 movies?
4? I like the original one.
Same, I like that one.
Original.
Yeah, the first one.
The first one.
I like the second one. He
this
really
doesn't surprise
pulled
me.
out, you know?
I don't know. I kind of like him
Gotta
just
get
falling on his
married.
face.
It's the Mrs. Claus.
I liked Bernard more in those movies, but that was
Oh,
just
I
me.
love Bernard.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Stop it.
Yeah, I like
Yes.
that for you.
That was the whole reason I started watching Numbers, is because it's the same actor.
Yeah.
He was in, speaking of Newsies, he was one of the guys in the Newsies, actually, now that I think about it.
I think
Mhm.
so. Yeah.
I think he was Crutchy. I could be wrong. For me, Russian Mafia Santa from Rise of the Guardians. He can come deliver
Oh.
gifts at my house anytime, and I'd be like, dude, can I
That's
just look at
true.
your ink?
Good
I just want to look at
point.
his
Exactly.
ink.
Good point.
Yeah. But what are you going to be doing with that candy cane?
I wasn't going to go there, Mama Maggie. I was legit keeping it.
I will
clean
go
because
there. I will go there.
I
as
can
a
touch
ink
my toes.
person,
So much for our rated G women.
no, they actually took care to give him specific ink drawings.
Yes.
So I'm curious to see where else, what's where. If he's as old as he looks like, has he gotten it from like different tribes and stuff he's traveled to? Those are my kind of questions with his ink. Like, what kind of kaleidoscope of tattoos have people given you for thanks over the years, dude? Because it's possible, depending on if he's an amalgamation of cultures or if he's just Sir North, basically.
Is he that spirit
Krampus.
of winter and giving?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Gives to all.
Yeah, Krampus
all
takes
the
over
time.
Christmas. Everybody gets coal. Oh, in
Oh,
this economy,
Krampus.
thank you. In this economy,
I
thank you
like
for the coal.
Krampus. Yeah.
And I know what I'm doing by asking this question. This is in honor of my brother. I ask this question. George and Joy. If Die Hard a Christmas movie, yes, no, why not? Go.
I think that it is. I don't know that they actually say that it's a Christmas party. It could be New Year's.
No,
it could be.
It's a
Christmas.
Christmas party. There's a Christmas tree.
Yeah. Well, just because there's a Christmas tree doesn't mean it's a.
And they're off until the reason they have to rob the vault that night is because the vault's going to be sealed until after New Year's.
Oh.
Right.
Hmm.
At Christmas time, it's at Christmas time. And the second one is also at Christmas time. But yeah, it's a Christmas time movie. But if you look at it, technically the background story is It's a Wonderful Life. They're in different cities,
Yeah.
and he is going back to be with them, and he has to go through this extreme struggle to be with his family.
The dude, ho 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 ho, I have a machine gun. Yeah, good point, Dawn. Yeah.
So yes, it is definitely a Christmas movie, and it is kind of a Hallmark basis Christmas movie because it hits all the points of a Hallmark Christmas movie. I'm sorry, but yes.
It does. It's Hallmark with machine
an
guns.
essay assignment. What?
I
The
need
wife-
to rewatch it now.
Okay, so
With
the wife
that in
leaves
mind-
him.
It hits all the beats. It does hit all the Hallmark beats.
It does. The wife leaves him. She goes all the way across country. He misses her. He goes to get her back. She's wanting a separation. He tries to prove himself. Then all the obstacles happen. She realizes that she still loves him. There's more obstacles keeping them separate. And in the end, he gets her, and both of them have a new appreciation of life. It's a Hallmark Christmas movie.
That tracks.
Wow.
That tracks.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
Wow. Does anyone have anything else to add before Rachel segues with her answer? Wow.
Sorry.
So I was never a big Die Hard fan, but I always thought it was a Christmas movie. The one time, maybe 1.5 times I've seen it. Now, thanks to you guys, I'm going to have to go back and watch it again. Our big thing was always, like Jenna said, we crank up Lord of the Rings extended version and play it all the way through. And that's kind of our tradition, or it was before the kids moved out. So it's kind of like, I never really got into the Die Hard thing. Didn't even know that was a thing until social media told me that there was a big argument going on. So that's my take. I believe it's a Christmas movie.
Okay, so technically yes, and confirmed by Sam. It's a Christmas movie, but, and don't throw tomatoes at me, I don't think it's Christmas because there's just too much violence for me for Christmas. Like, I like love and light and sparkles and glitter and Santa. And even though I love Red One, which has some violence in it, but it's like trickled in. And Die Hard feels so overtly like, rawr. So I'm going to say technically yes, but opinion no.
I'm in Camp Rita. A little background story on this. My brother George and I, we are the bookends. He's 22 years my senior. And we would literally argue at this over Christmas dinner when I was like 10 and younger. So George just spoke through Sam and told me to shush and rewatch. So thank you, Sam.
You're welcome. Give y'all something to think about.
He got me.
I'm bringing
Okay.
Sam to any kind of debate. She has it nailed.
Car.
I've had
said,
to debate this almost every year for the past 6 years. So, yeah.
The look my husband just gave us.
No spousal relationships are intended to be infringed upon with this conversation. Love you.
No. He's one of those closet Hallmarkathon guys who will literally watch days worth of Hallmark Christmas movies.
I have a friend who does the same. Yeah.
It's so, Die Hard is a Hallmark movie was like it's like his brain just went.
So you don't have to replay what Sam said. Replay what Sam said for him.
Romancing the Bee.
Okay, regardless of what we said about Die Hard, what about Nightmare Before Christmas? Is it year-round, trapped to one holiday, only in between Halloween and Christmas?
Okay, so technically I am an Eldragoth and therefore all year round, but I watch it the most between the October 1st through like New Year's.
Yeah.
So that's when it has like the most like relatable punch, I think.
I think of Nightmare Before Christmas as a Thanksgiving movie. That's just when we end up watching it. I like the fandom books better. The Pumpkin Queen is the second book. Yes. I want that made into a movie, please. Thank you.
All right. I think it's an all year round movie just because whenever he goes into the forest with the trees, all the holidays are there. All the holidays are represented. So that's why I kind of think it's a year round movie.
Yeah, I agree with Sako. It's just always been that way for us. I love the double meanings and the unintended maybe I don't think they're all unintended. I think they're all intended meanings that are behind Jack and Sally and the way that they interact with everything. So I will watch it anytime, but it does have a bigger impact on me between October 1st through the end of the year.
I agree with Sam and Rachel. Definitely technically year round, but I'm Halloween with that one.
La, 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 la.
Fellow elder, goth elder, darkness just took the voice that was in my head. Catherine O'Hara can sing as Sally, or is she's Shock, isn't she?
I think she's Shock. Yeah.
Yeah, if you didn't know, the mom from Home Alone is the voice of Sally and the voice of one of the 3 kids. So she can be singing in my head whenever she wants all year round. She normally does. And Pumpkin Queen needs to be like a mini series.
Yes.
If you haven't read Pumpkin Queen or followed what Kingdom Hearts has done to the lore alongside Pumpkin Queen, you need to get into this franchise. Oh my God, yes. Kidnap Mr. Sandy Claus. You unleashed a beast. How dare you? Oh, which female character from holiday movies deserves more love and hype from viewers and why? I think we lightly just touched on one.
Karen Allen in Scrooged.
Yes.
I think she is grossly underestimated. Like, you know, Bill Murray is trying to win her over, and she is just not having it for like 80% of the movie. But he is persistent, and she can smell bull from a mile away. But like, she comes through at the end as the love interest, I guess. But no, I like her spirit.
I said this before, and it's not like the whole Harry Potter series, not really Christmas movies and stuff, but Mrs. Weasley, because she she is like the embodiment of that Christmas mom spirit. The other one is Nora from Christmas with the Cranks. I love Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's like, I've had it, you know, and it's just like to see her like just lose her, you know, she's like, wait,
I loved her in True Lies too.
She's gonna be home, you know, that mom panic, that mom panic of you are going to put every decoration on the house or I will murder you, you know. And she's like fighting for stuff at the grocery store, and just that's, you know, her daughter is coming home for Christmas and it's going to be perfect or everyone is going to die. I love that Christmas chaos Armageddon thing.
Yep. That's fun. I love that.
Ellen Griswold, because I don't know how this woman keeps her
Has
calm.
not killed him? Has not murdered
or
him?
killed him, or the kids, or the cousins, or anybody. I mean, come on.
Ultimate patience. Yeah.
Yeah. And her voice is still so soft. throughout it all. She
Hashtag
raises it just
Mongols right there.
slightly. It's like, no.
Yeah, when she gets annoyed, like
Yeah.
it picks up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's so she's just like
Nobody in my life would have ever been able to do that. I'm sorry.
we turning tables. Ah!
Sam took mine. That was the one that I chose because I was just like, how have you dealt with these people? How? I would have exploded a long time ago. Oh my goodness. But honestly, it's like, I also just feel like all female characters from holiday films and movies and TV shows, like they don't get as much glory as the others do. But you'll notice it's like they're rescuing people, they're pushing people to do the right thing, you know, in all of these stories, but they don't get as much time. I really, really wish I could see more of that happen.
So mine is Surviving Christmas, and we kind of quickly talk about. I want to look it up, so I made sure I had her name. Catherine O'Hara, literally one of my favorite actresses ever. She's in Schitt's Creek too. I think she's Kevin's mom in Home Alone too.
Yes.
So I love her. She's everywhere. So she plays the mom in this movie. This rich guy gets dumped by his girlfriend, and he rents the family from his childhood home they're currently living in. And it kind of unearths a lot of these quiet issues in their relationship and in their family dynamics. And the reason I love her is as these are bubbling up to the top, she's trying to figure out ways to make her husband happy and like do all these secret things to like bring the spark back in their relationship. So she gets pictures done, these sexy photos, and they end up on a corny site. And the son is looking at them, and they discover they were sold to these sites. And like the way they handle that, this is hysterical. I'm sorry. It's just hysterical. And she helped save the whole family, but in a very dysfunctional way. But I like her.
I originally said Clary from Rudolph because she's the understated girlfriend, but I just realized that I have to change my answer because all of you mentioned the ever-present epic mom of the holiday season. I gotta mention everybody's favorite kooky grandma character who just goes around and starts not dangerous trouble, but just enough to annoy people. And yes, I'm talking about the grandma from Garfield. Let me go spike the chili because it's not chili hot enough. Let me go do this, and just she's not really being passive aggressive or mean. She's more like mischievous and making her own entertainment amongst all the other chaos. Yeah. And I think that grandmom really deserves a movie of her own. Just saying, if that's possible, I would love that because she's crazy. Speaking of,
oh yeah, Medea.
Medea.
I keep forgetting also about John Candy just being in like kind of like Catherine O'Hara slipping into constant Christmas movies because his presence in Home Alone 2 was all ad-libbed, I think. And I'm just like, dude.
Same with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, I think it is.
Oh, I love
so much of it ad-libbed. Yeah.
That is one of that for years was one of my favorite Christmas movies. People are like, oh, it's not a Christmas movie. Yeah, it is.
It's a Thanksgiving movie.
It's a Thanksgiving movie, but it's also, it's such a Christmas vibe. But yeah, that one is definitely that one is definitely a holiday movie. And yeah, he goes, how is they're driving the burnt up car? And they're like, well, amazingly, the radio still works. I mean, if there was ever a glass half full person.
Yeah.
For sure and a half. Oh my goodness. And I do apologize. I'm having a mouse glitch at the moment. So there we go. So it seems like every franchise had a special holiday episode of some kind from the 1950s to now. I'm circa dating that, not hard dating that. Which TV show or movie is your favorite? Examples can be The Simpsons, Sesame Street, MASH, Leave It to Beaver, The Golden Girls, any anime you like, and anything outside of or in between.
I am addicted to Christmas episodes of various cartoons, like Futurama, Bob's Burgers, Solar Opposites. Like, they have holiday episodes that are totally worth the watch.
I just enjoy like all of the Christmas episodes. It's like I'm one of those like we'll watch Christmas movies from November 1st through to January 1st. So I don't even know if the MASH Christmas ones, because I remember those from being young during the first during like those were a big deal. And we had a color television, and some of our neighbors only had black and white televisions, and like it was a thing to come over and watch the MASH Christmas special. To get like, I remember people in our house coming over to watch that. And then it was what was it? Shows like the Jeffersons and those classic 1970s TV shows that always had the big Christmas ones. I remember those. The Golden Girls were awesome. Every episode of theirs, but yeah, it's I would have to say MASH.
So I had a hard time narrowing this down, but then I rewatched an anime recently, Kimi ni Todoki, From Me to You. I love that little Christmas episode that they do, because Sawako, the main character, she is making Shota, her love interest, a beanie, and her father sees it and he falls in love with it. So she has to give it to him, and she ends up giving Shota the belly warmer, which is so embarrassing to her that she almost doesn't give it to him. And I think that's just the cutest thing ever. And I fell in love with that.
So mine kind of goes off a little bit. I'm a big Buffy fan, and pretty much all of their holiday specials are both funny and meaningful. And what's not to love about seeing Spike tied to a chair, because they're going to have a holiday dinner. Dang it! So
yes.
But there's one, and I had to look up the name of it. Called Amends, that is from that series, when Angel is close to the edge, and it's because somebody's messing with him, but at the same time the end always gets me, because it's like he's ready to end it, and he's waiting for the sun to come out. But instead, it's an overcast, cloudy day, and it starts to snow. And they walk hand in hand away, kind of from the camera, and it's just like, oh, it sends shivers down the spine every time.
Everybody Loves Raymond. Frank and Marie, they're ridiculous. And awesome.
Yes.
That episode that you're talking about, are you talking about the one that from like season 1 or 2, or from a later season specifically? Because they did 2 or 3 episodes on that, didn't they? For Everybody Loves Raymond, Rita?
Oh, well, they did every year. They do. They were on for 9 seasons, so there was every year. So one of my favorite episodes, well, I mean, there's so many of those Christmas ones. So there's the one where he hangs. Ray is trying to spend time with Deborah, and there's a wreath, and it's like there's that. But then there's the one with Frank and Marie where he secretly gives her a present next to the tree. It's like kind of towards the end of that episode. And she goes, what's this? And he goes, don't tell anybody about it. It's nothing. Like, it's just like, shh, I'll deny it. Like, they're just ridiculous.
They are ridiculous.
then
I was wondering.
Turkey, the tofurkey.
The
Yes!
topher.
Oh, I remember that.
And they're all trying to eat it. And she's just like, it's good, huh? And they're all trying not to hurt her feelings. It's so funny. I'm sorry. I just love it.
No, you said Frank, and I'm like, is she talking about the one with the present where he's trying to be the good husband but not the good husband? Yes.
There's
she
that
is.
one. Yeah. And then there's the other one where the in-laws in the later seasons with Robert and Amy and their parents. And he's like, they're arguing over it's like, it's religion adjacent because one is Catholic, one's Protestant. And then the in-laws go, well, it's a lost weekend. We're already going to Catholic church, so we might as well do that too. Like,
Like they knew that was
more about things that people often take too seriously. So I just like enjoy that. And then Frank's like, "Oh, I hate to bother you," or his pants are down. It's just everything. Like,
for me, it was that episode also was the reason why I liked the way the Golden Girls episode Mama Maggie mentioned earlier ended. Yeah. They had these epic plans to fly out of Florida. We're going to go see our kids. Goodbye. And they get stranded because of snow.
The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's what that episode is called.
Literally.
There's also the Supernatural Christmas episode with the anti-Santa Claus kidnapping them, and that they're like, we're going to celebrate Christmas. And Sam's like, no. He's such a troll.
But we love him for it. So speaking of Hallmark, since Sam preempted me here a little bit, Lifetime and Hallmark, do you indulge in their realm of holiday happenings for movies or no? Why or why not?
No, heck no. I like all my love stories end tragically, except for one. I have a story that I'm writing that is actually a happy ending, but it's not Hallmark by any stretch of the imagination.
I got rejected by Hallmark.
Hey, that's a brag.
Because I could do it through my... No, there is no... You get a happy ending, but you have to work for it.
You gotta work for it.
Blood and barbed wire. No, I like indulging in them. I like how just it is... Somebody leaves the city because they've lost their job, lost their relationship, they've had a life loss. They leave the city, go back to their hometown, fall in love with the shopkeeper / something. And it's snowing in the beautiful little town in the country forest mountain. And they kiss, they misunderstand. Everything is fine at the end because mistletoe. So yeah. Literally, I saw this thing. It was literally like 10, like all Hallmark movies. There were 10 movies, and this guy created a spinner, and it selected 3 things, and he like programmed this computer to tell you which Hallmark movie that was, and you could literally sit there and just spin it over and over and over and over, and it will give you the Hallmark movie and the year it was made, because they've been making these movies since 1991.
Mm-hmm.
That's so, and they put out 10 to 15 a year. So there's hundreds of them to choose from. So yeah, I am the person who will, as soon as the Hallmark movie marathons start, my husband and I are like, click background noise. And the thing is one can end, another can begin. You can walk back in the room and go, oh, yay, they're finally together. And you don't necessarily know. Wait, I thought her name was Sarah. Now it's Chelsea.
True. That is so true.
I used to just to have it as background music because they're all the same. But now I just rewatch my favorites and I don't even bother with Hallmark or Lifetime anymore. Whenever they started doing the whole Christmas in July thing, I was like, yeah, no, never again.
I will make a Christmas feast in July for Christmas in July. I'm sorry. I like Christmas.
No. It's too much.
I'm the same way about Hallmark mysteries too, though. Those little Hallmark mysteries. I like.
Some of those mysteries aren't bad though.
Two. Sorry.
I said some, okay? Rachel.
No, I mystery science theater the shit out of that stuff. I can't. I was trapped at the dental office one day and they had that playing on the thing in front of me and I was just like, hey, I bet such and such happens. Hey, I bet such and such happens. Like, oh my gosh.
I miss Mystery Science Theater. That was hysterical. Just sidebar, sorry.
No. I'm not a Hallmark person.
MST3K is still a thing, you know.
Yeah. They have a YouTube channel.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm in. So gonna do it. I love that.
They do marathons. Yeah.
They do like
So it's
never
kind of
ending live
surprise.
streams.
I'm a yes.
And live streams, yeah.
Oh, see,
Rita's a yes. So my question for you is, because you're on the acting scene, do you know anybody in these movies? That could be a fair question for you.
yes, and I know some people who produced them or directed them.
That's
I
kind of
won't
cool.
name drop because that's rude.
That's fair. We respect that. But that's still kind of cool. That's
Yeah.
still kind of cool.
Yeah. So I would say in every, and then in certain, I actually know some casting directors too, who specifically cast for both Lifetime and Lifetime. Lifetime and Home.
I imagine they're busy people because, like Mama Maggie said, there's 10 to 20 movies a year for each channel that are new. I bet they're busy.
Always busy, never stops. They do film all those Christmas movies, like from like April to July, August. And I'm kind of with you on the no Christmas in the July thing, even though I love Christmas. But
Summerween.
Halloween, right? There's that too. But we were just talking about this in the stream, I think with Rachel. I think Rachel, you were there a couple weeks ago or something. And I was like, well, I want to do my Christmas album. I don't have time for it. And I'm like, I'm going to have to decorate the recording studio. And you're like, yes, record the album and just keep Christmas going until it's done. And I'm like struggling. So I'm like, do I want Christmas to keep going? But you need the vibes to do the thing. So
That is a fair statement. So we're on our last question. We're going to get ready to start after this one, wrapping up, winding down as we're coming to the end of our hour. If you would like to add a question right quick, start typing in. My last one, which version of A Christmas Carol is the best in your opinion? Starting with Sako.
Muppets.
I as far as like irreverent Christmas Carol, I would have to say Scrooged, just because. Oh my God, I want to be the Christmas fairy angel. And but no, I'm actually I don't know if any of you guys remember that Patrick Stewart played Scrooge on a television. And it was a very Dickens, true to life, true to the. Oh my goodness! I know
really good.
everyone's like, oh, it's Captain Picard. No, he was so good as Ebenezer Scrooge.
Mhm.
So good.
Shakespeare trained actor. I am not shocked he treated Dickens right.
I love Scrooge, but I have to go with like the Donald Duck special for the Christmas Carol. Yeah, I love that one. It makes my heart happy. Yes.
I couldn't decide between Patrick Stewart's and George C. Scott's. I like both of those.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes.
So my all-time favorite movie, which is completely unrelated to any of this, is Elf. Obsessed. I watch it like a million times every year. So sidebar, throw that out. Spirited is my favorite Christmas Carol version. It's from 2022 with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. Because there's lots of
That's a close second. Yeah.
Scenes
Yeah.
and
I haven't seen that one. I have not. I will have to watch that.
I just like the singing.
I'm surprised that my family has not drugged me to see it because they are everyone in our family will watch anything Ryan Reynolds does.
Same.
Sako, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You too, rude. You'll have to watch the movie. We're not telling you what that's about.
You need to watch that movie.
You know you don't.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's a good movie, though, so I'm glad. I forgot that was technically a Christmas Carol movie. Technically. It's a good adaptation.
Absolutely a lot of adaptation, but technically, yeah.
Technically. The old cartoon Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol. It's great to be back on Broadway. I love that version so much. All right. Any other questions on this? I am an island in the sun. Oi, oi, oi. I think we all need a room of Rizzo's cousins to help us out. What do you say, authors?
Yes, please.
Well, if there aren't any other questions, let's go ahead and get ourselves wrapped up, wound down. And I think we'll start with the Sako again. Who are you? Where can we find you? And what would you want people to go check out from you next?
If you're, excuse me, if you're catching us on the way out, I'm Sako Tumi, also known as Cass Voit. I wear a lot of hats, but this account is for my writing. At the moment, I'm planning a bunch of videos that will be released every month on a monthly basis in 2025, and then some. I'm based out of the Washington, D.C. area, and I write horror and urban fantasy. If you want to get a hold of me, you can Google Sako Tumi or Psycho Sako. Drop a line sometime. I would love to hear from you.
Hello, lovelies. Mama Maggie Ward here, independent author, stroke survivor, migraine sufferer. I write books, and I wrote way too many books, and now I'm editing all those books, and I will be back on my, hopefully, back on my schedule, trying to drop an edited book onto my Amazon page every 10 weeks again for the next year, trying to keep up with my publishing schedule to get this huge backlog actually out there. I am going to be doing wordy winter sprints. Now that winter is here on the solstice, I'm going to be doing wordy winter sprints, just mainly pop-up sprints. The last year and a half or 2 years has taught me that scheduling sprints doesn't always work out with migraine brain. So I will be seeing you around the YouTubes. I am pen number mine, MM Ward, on all platforms. And I hope that you have a blessed and lovely holiday season.
Hey everybody, I am writer Sam Wicker, and the thing snoring behind me is Kona. I write romantasy and fantasy erotica as well. I am putting together a marathon for January. If you have under 1,000 subs and you are AuthorTuber or BookTuber, please sign up. Today is the last day to use the form. I am dropping it in the chat. But yeah, sign up, join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you do not want to host, you can co-host or even moderate. Just be in the chat and have fun.
All right. So I am Rachel D. Adams everywhere, and you can find all of my links and everything on racheldadams.com. I write paranormal romance, urban fantasy mostly, but I do also dabble in nonfiction, and you can find me on Medium and Substack for that. And I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday.
I enjoyed being here. This was so fun to talk about all things Christmas things. My name is Rita Slanina. I'm an actress and author. You can pretty much find me anywhere at that handle, Rita Slanina. You can drop an email, admin@ritaslanina.com. I'm still going to be working on the 12 days of Vlogmas, but also keep an eye out for some more Amazon collabs that I got going on, which I'll be excited to share. So.
Love it. And of course, most of you know me. I'm Jenna O'Malley. I'm your soul writer. Very glad and happy to be doing this for you. Other than hopefully book 5 coming out tomorrow, I just got to finish formatting it at this point and doing some last minute typo edits. You can find all the replays of Soul Care Sundays for the last couple of years at this link, or if you are so interested to join us, my video editor has been very amazingly organizing ahead of schedule for me now. So we have dates and possible topics all the way through 2026. Thank you very much to my video editor for doing this task for me. And definitely, if you are new or returning, check this link, check this link, check this link. And above all, this holiday season takes a lot out of us. Please, 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 please. Above all, take care of you. You've been worth it. So is your voice.